your Colorado Paint starting lineup for the Fort McMurray Giants. Your leadoff hitter for tonight, playing center field from Dakota State University, it's number 26, Connor Rainey. In the second spot, playing left field from College of the Desert, it's number 5, Connor Morton. In the third hole, playing shortstop from Dakota State University, it's number 9, Darcy Berry. Hitting cleanup for your Fort McMurray Giants, your designated hitter from Alberta University, it's number 13, Javier Iziguirre. In the fifth spot, your first baseman from Concordia University, it's number 34, Matt Rowe. In the sixth spot, your third baseman from Wright State University, it's number 4, Zach Kavanaugh. Batting seventh, your catcher for tonight from Okanagan College, it's number 3, Nick Sobey. Your right fielder for tonight in the 8th spot, number 19 from Niagara University, Camden Sanders. In the 9th spot, playing second base from Embry-Riddle University, it's number 25, Miles Murphy. Your starting pitcher for tonight on the mound, it's number 15, KJ Jones. The Fort McMurray Giants acknowledge that this game is being played on Treaty 8 territory, ancestral land of the Cree and Dene, and the unceded territory of the Métis. As long as the sun shines, the rivers flow, and the grass grows, we will honor these lands. It is at this time that you
Welcome to Fort McMurray, Alberta, as we are moments away from this evening's matchup. East Coast night here at Legacy Dodge Field as we head down the field for your anthems. Thank you for that one, sir. It is time to play ball as we are getting set as East Coast night here on a beautiful, picturesque evening in Wood Buffalo, Alberta. So grateful to have you here for Fort McMurray Giants baseball on FloCollege. My name is Graham Moseman. If you joined us earlier on today, the Energy City Cactus Rats taking down the Swift Current 57s as the Cactus Rats temporarily call Legacy Dodge Field home. The team in yellow tonight will be the Cactus Rats opponents tomorrow. But before we get to that one, we have a Friday night showdown as KJ Jones will take the mound for your Fort McMurray Giants, getting us underway here this evening. The Giants in a absolute slobber knocker of what will be a playoff fight, as every Energy City win is something they are not particularly thrilled about, as the Cactus Rats currently hold on to the final spot in the WCBL playoff standings. Brooks fighting in there as well. Been a bit of a strange season for the Moose Jaw Miller Express so far. Of course, last year having that absolutely incredible run to the East Division Finals. This year having a little bit of trouble finding that same level of success, as they coming into this one with a 11-13 record. They did pick up the win last night here in Fort McMurray, however, a 3-0 decision in favor of Moose Jaw. As the first pitch from Jones goes ball. As we are off and running this evening. Second pitch is fouled off and into the net. Starting off the Miller Express lineup today, we are checking with Thomas Soto, Will Edwards, and Austin Gurney for your first three hitters for the Miller Express. That one goes high and outside. KJ Jones checking in here at 77 miles an hour. Here's the pitch. And this count goes 3-1. Could be in for a spicy matchup, as that one is fouled off and over the suites here at Legacy Dodge Field. Umpires putting in a couple warnings to both of these teams last night, as some words were exchanged between the Miller Express coaching staff and Giants players. That one will be up here and hits the window. Is it broken? Are we okay? Oh, it didn't. Oh, well, now I'm a liar. It didn't even hit the window. It hit the ceiling, I guess. That's way less cool. Who cares if it hits the ceiling? Pitch comes. That is inside, and Thomas Soto, or is outside, excuse me, as Thomas Soto heads off to first base. Say hello to Will Edwards out of New South Wales, Australia, spending his season at the University of Sioux Falls. Yes, you did hear correct. He is an Australian. And as a reminder, as that goes ball, that balls in Australia are actually called crikeys. Don't Google it. That's no fun. Pitch from Jones. And that'll go for strike one. KJ Jones looking to key in here early on in this one. Only his third appearance so far for the Giants this year, as that'll go straight two. One crikey, two strikes, as Will Edwards battles this one out. There's the pitch. That heads into the gap, and that will be good for a infield single. Throwing to third, he will barely make it, as Thomas Soto beats that throw by the absolute skin of his teeth, as we have runners on the corner with Austin Gurney checking in this evening. Fans were extra hard cheering against Gurney yesterday, as Every time he fails to make first, there was a beer discount on sale. Nothing gets a Fort McMurray crowd hyped up like a beer deal. There's the pitch. That goes outside. I'm sure Gurney appreciates a very slight less amount of heckling early on in this one. But it is a Friday, and it is East Coast night, so I'm not saying it's going to get rowdy as that goes for strike. But someone is going to show up in a lobster costume. No outs, 2 on as Gurney hits that one foul. As this marathon at bat continues. Not a bad year at all so far in just a handful of appearances for KJ Jones. 317 in on this one. Last appearance, a win against Swift Current. As this WCBL season, there always feels to be one team that gets kicked a lot, as that one is fired off to right field and just over the head of the outfielder. As a runs will come in here. Just one on. You're getting home for the Miller Express. Runners on a second and third. No outs so far. Nice chance here for Jackson Yeager. As that'll go strike. That one goes outside. Jackson Yeager held off the board with the exception of a walk in yesterday's matchup against the Giants. 2-1. Runners on second and third. One down. Pitch from Jones. He'll get him swinging as the woos echo out through Legacy Dodge Field. Starting to hear some hackles coming in from the crowd now. Here's the pitch. He'll get him swinging, or not swinging. And that is second out of this game.
Number 4,
Tanner DeGrazia up now. From Rochester, New York, playing out of Pomona College. That'll go strike. That one will go low. Counts one apiece. Runners on second and third. Miller Express already with a couple of hits on this one as they're in the lead by a count of 1-0. Here's the pitch. Swinging, and that'll go home, and just a hair late as scoring in that one, William Edwards. Moose Jaw taking the score up to 2-0. as Jackson Martin from Grand Coulee, Saskatchewan sets up for his at-bat. 1-0. 2 down here in this one. Here's the pitch. He'll swing, and that almost flies over the netting here at Legacy Dodge Field. I know a lot of folks talk about how the great view you get in places like Siemens Stadium in Okotoks or the great vistas over Gulls Stadium, but for my money, this is one of the best views you can find in the WCBL as that goes ball. Two won the count. As my name's Graham Mosiman, as you're watching Giants baseball on FloCollege. That'll go straight 2. A little strange, last time I was in this particular city, the complex here at McDonald Allen Park was a shell of what it is now, because we're at Shell Place. Get it? Boom! We love a double meaning. That is the swing! Second K of the day for KJ Jones, as that will retire the Moose Jaw Miller Express. We'll take a break and be right back. It is Fort McMurray Giants baseball on FloCollege.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Buy Canadian, store Canadian.
Gives me a high five. Get free hot dog. Alright, when I say the Green Sea Giants, go! 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 Let's go! Giants!
Number 26, Connor Rainey.
Welcome your leadoff batter to Giants baseball here on FloCollege. My name's Graham Mosiman. Early lead in favor of the Miller Express, but looking to turn that down is Connor Rainey will get the Giants underway today. 200. His average here is the pitch comes, he'll swing, and that'll go for strike 1. As Weston Walls from Terrell, Texas, is at the plate here at the mound, for the Moose Jaw Miller Express. Here's the pitch. That'll go called strike 2. Connor Rainey stepping out of the box to kind of reset on this one. 11 for 55 on the year with 4 RBIs. As that will go in, and he will get picked off with the 6-3.
Up to the plate for your Giants. Here comes number 5, Connor Martin.
Say hello to Connor Martin, who tried his darndest to end up on the score sheet yesterday. Alas, it was not to be. Does have 6 hits on the season, though. Been walked a couple times, sat down a couple. As that'll go for ball 1. Martin's holding. He'll let that one go by. Smart move as we go to 2-0 call. There's the pitch. That is call. Strike 1. A lot of speed coming off the hand of Weston Walls. That'll be called strike 2. As he cracks the 90s for that one. Second year in with the Miller Express. Hasn't had a banner go of it so far with a 9-12 ERA. 12 walks, 29 strikeouts in 23 innings pitched. And a 2-2 count in this one. These East-West battles are absolutely mega. Even with the loss, you don't necessarily lose anything in the standings as that pitch goes outside as we go to a 3-2 count. The Miller Express currently holding down the final playoff spot, although the Weyburn Beavers just a handful down, as that one will go. That will be a foul strike 3.
Number 9, Darcy Berry.
As we go 2 up, 2 down for your Giants here on FloCollege. Darcy Berry making his first appearance in this one. Sophomore from Dakota State. Was sat down yesterday. Here's the pitch. There's the swing. That is fouled off. Empty bases, 2 down. 2-0 the score as we're in the bottom of the first here with your Fort McMurray Giants taking on the Moose Jaw Miller Express. Here's the throw. That will stay in play, and he will go for a run. Barry should make it to second, and he absolutely will. Stopping up there. Had a brief thought, but he will hold as that goes down. Barry sets up at second. Checking in now, number 13, Javier Izigre Jr. I think I got that half right as we were checking in with some Giants players that are joining us here. I'm just a silly little guy from Stony Plain, Alberta. My mouth don't do words good. As that goes ball. We'll practice that particular pronunciation when 2 teams change over. 2 down, 1 on for the Giants. 1-0. Just got to get a at least a single here to put something on the board as that is fouled off. Weston Walls pitching for the Miller Express had a nice little run in the playoffs last year, so is someone that can perform in clutch situations as this count goes 2-1. Couple of appearances and a couple of wins credited in that Miller Express Cinderella run to the Eastern Finals. Here's the pitch. That'll go ball. Three one. 2 down. Here's the pitch. That'll get swinging, and this count goes full. The silent eye conversation between Wells and his catcher and Knives. That'll be fouled out. Still alive in this one. As we are 6 pitches deep. 3-2, 2 down. That'll head off into the waiting arms of the shortstop. Slings it to first, and that will do it for the inning. We'll be back with Giants baseball on FloCollege. Coming up next, we will check in on the bottom half of the Miller Express batting order. I'm Greg Mosman. It's Giants baseball on FloCollege. Welcome back. It's Giants baseball on FloCollege. KJ at the mound, throws, and that heads for the first ball. That goes ball 2 as Andrew Knives at the plate. That'll go ball 3. Knives working that patience here. There is the throw. There is your strike number 1 as KJ Jones starts to settle back in here. A couple sit downs in his first inning. See if we can continue that today. Here's the throw. Gets him swinging, and this count is full. Knives checking in. Here's the throw. And he sits down his third as KJ Jones racks up another strikeout. That'll be 3 in a row for Jones as Abe Alberg will work his way into this one. Did see him briefly as he hits the first thing he sees. That goes center field. And there to grab that one is Connor Rainey. And just like that, we are 2 up, 2 down for the Miller Express. That's Ben Walchuk, who is the source of some consternation with a number of the officiating crew last night. That goes strike one. Bringing into this game a 3-11. And does have a good eye as that goes ball one. Count is even. KJ Jones sends that one in as he goes for the bunt, and that'll tip off. One and two. Jones with the advantage now. $19 for 61 on the season. That goes high, and we are even at 2 aside. Waiting for the pitch to Walchuk. Here it comes. And that will be high, and welcome back, full count. It's been like a minute and a half since we've seen you. How you been doing? Everything good at home? I'm sure we'll see you again. 3-2, 2 down. Pitch from Jones. That'll be up high. As Walchuk heads to first. As we will pop back here into the top of the Moose Jaw order with Thomas Soto. Pair of hits last night. As we have a runner heading off to second as Walchuk will slide in. That'll go down as a steal. Going for the bunt with a pair of outs is definitely a choice. But here we are, and Moose Jaw does have the lead by a margin of 2-0. As that is your called strike two. Could be it for the inning if KJ Jones holds this one down. Here's the throw. That'll be up top, throwing to, or trying to throw off the second, and it will not go through. That'll go down as a stolen base. Here comes the pitch from Jones. That'll go swinging for Thomas Soto. That'll head off deep into center field, and that is chased down. That'll end the inning. Outstanding work from Camden Sanders to grab that one and retire the side. We'll take a break and be right back. It is Fort McMurray Giants baseball on FloCollege.
Are you folks ready?
Welcome back to Fort McMurray Giants Baseball here on FloCollege. My name's Graham Mosiman. As a player that towers over many others, Matt Rhodes, in at 6'5", arrives to the batter's box. That'll go for strike number one. Some debate about the height of Rhodes going on here. I'm just going off of what is listed on the official WCBL website. If someone's juicing heights, I have no part of it. As getting a story from our official scorekeeper here, apparently for the Fort McMurray Oiler Barons in the AJHL to juice up the weight a little bit, will be given a handful of water bottles and just tuck them behind to get a few extra ounces on the scale. I mean, could Matt Rhodes secretly be rocking the baseball field equivalent of high heels? Who can say? If he does, though, wow, what good form. High heels are terrible for your back. As he will sit down.
Coming up to bat for the Fort McMurray Giants, number 4, Zach Kavanaugh.
Zach Kavanaugh is back for this Giants squad. His first appearance in here today. 127 on the year. Does have one homer, though. Unfortunately for the, as that pitch goes into the dirt. Unfortunately for anyone at the batter's box today, the wind seems to have died down a little bit as Legacy Dodge Field sits in the kind of an intersection of a couple of valleys here in, as that goes ball, the north side of downtown Fort McMurray. You'll tend to get some wind coming over the football stadium, and any balls that go high up into right field might have a little extra chance of going, as that'll be strike one. But the flags are flying flat, so any home runs will have to be from the power of muscles alone, as that one is hit off into center field. It'll find the gap as Zach Kavanaugh makes his way to first base. Nick Sauve from Okanagan College. Welcome to the game. Sauve had the night off yesterday. Surely happy to be in the lineup here tonight against the Miller Express. He goes for the bunt. They will have the time, and he is safe. How about that? Sauve takes the bunt. He goes to second. Kavanaugh at second. Sauve at first. And following up those is Camden Sanders, who we just saw with the play deep in the outfield to retire on the side of the Miller Express. Here comes the pitch. That'll be strike one. One down. 92 miles an hour from Western Walls. Camden Sanders showing up in last night's 3-0 loss for your Giants as well. A couple of nice defensive plays. Just weren't able to get the bats going as this back-to-back bunt goes in. The sacrifice bunt will be enough to advance the side. 2 down as Murphy enters this one. One of the plethora of Embry-Riddle University players. This will be the bottom of the order for the Giants. Here comes the pitch. And that goes ball. We're going to be in for a handful more innings from Weston Walls as he routinely finds himself, as that goes called strike. Routinely will find himself up in the 5s and 6s. Does have a full 9 innings pitched against Saskatchewan for this squad last year, though. As Walls in his second season with the Miller Express. As that'll get chopped down for our second strike. 1-2 the count, 2 down. Runners on second and third. All you need is a single, and your Giants can get on the board. No pressure. Here's the pitch. Lets that go. Ball 2. Count is even. Walls picking up the loss in his last appearance up against Medicine Hat, but that's not uncommon, as Medicine Hat has been a tough get for a lot of teams in this league. Here's the pitch. That is high. Hello again, full count. It's too bad it wasn't count full. And then it could be, blah, my count is full. You know, for vampires. Anyway, this is a baseball game. That ball is in play. All you needed was a single. You will get a double as 2 runs get home for your Fort McMurray Giants. This game is tied. Miles makes his way to second. Nice work from Miles Murphy as that ball stays in play. Connor Brainey, his second go, as Miles Murphy is feeling it up there on a second. Calling that strike 1. Two down. Swinging at that one is Rainey. It'll head right into the waiting arms of the outfielder, and that'll do it. Any inning where you score is a good inning, and this game is tied at 2 apiece. We'll take a break and be right back. It is Giants baseball on FloCollege.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Buy Canadian, store Canadian.
Number 27, Edwards.
Welcome back to Fort McMurray Giants baseball on FloCollege. My name's Graham Moseman. Excited to have you with us here on a stunning night in picturesque Wood Buffalo. Couple pitches in for KJ Jones as this count goes 1-1. As that'll go for strike two. 3 strikeouts already, courtesy of KJ Jones. Looking for his 4th. Here's the pitch. Swinging is Williams. Will that ball stay in play? It will. And how about that? Heads up work by Izagirre Jr. to get that one. Was that not him? Is he not in the catcher? Oh, he's not. That is my mistake. He was in catching yesterday as I mix up this lineup as that was Nick Chauvet. My apologies. This is what happens when you do 5 games of baseball in the course of 24 hours. Your brain gets melty. Here comes the pitch. There is the swing. That'll go center field, and Rainey is there. Rainey will take it. As just like that, 2 down. Feels like we just got here. And we could be already saying farewell to the top of the 3rd. Pitch to Yeager. He'll go swinging. That'll be foul. Strike 1. Nice little pitch from KJ Jones as he is cooking. Tie game at 2 as that one is down. 3 up, 3 down, and we will say farewell to the Miller Express. And beers are on sale as these fans here at Legacy Dodge Field are stoked. We'll take a break and be right back. It's Giants baseball on.
Off to bat for your Giants, it's number 5, Connor Martin.
Bottom of the 3rd, this game tied up at 2 as Chad Martin finds himself facing off once again with Weston Walls. Walls with the pitch. Martin lets that go. That will go down for called strike 1. 91 miles an hour on the pitch from Walls. Here's the pitch. That'll go outside. Count is even as your Giants look to put a couple on the board here and hopefully pull into the lead, but already doing a little better than yesterday. As Martin swings at that one, that'll be up and out of the park. one of the struggles, as that will unfortunately do it for Connor Martin. One of the things that can be a little tough here for players that aren't used to playing in this area is quite literally the sun position, because it is so vastly different than anywhere else in the WCBL, being as far north as it is. There is the pitch. Barry hits it. That'll go up way high and pop up and out, as Ben Walchuk is there to snag that one. Javier Izaguirre now at the plate. We're getting better. We're getting there. You can do it, Javier. I believe in you. Here comes the pitch. That will go strike one. 2 down here as we are absolutely flying through the 3rd inning here on Giants Baseball on FloCollege. Giants in for a well-deserved weekend off after this one, as that goes ball 1. Giants will be back in action coming up on Canada Day Tuesday as the Energy City Cactus Rats come back to town. Cactus Rats will be the official visiting team, though. And it is a bit strange, as the Cactus Rats were just wrapping through their series in Fort McMurray, have yet to play the Giants on this go. Here's the pitch. Izaguirre sends that off into left field, and he will stop down on first. As the height debated Matt Rhodes returns, easily with one of my favorite walk-up songs in all of baseball, and God's Gonna Cut You Down from Johnny Cash. All-time classic. Waiting for the pitch from Walls. Here it comes. Rhodes swinging. That'll be strike one. 2 down, 1 on here in the bottom of the 3rd. 2-2 your score. As the Giants wait for this one. That one goes way outside. It is a little interesting just in terms of team aesthetics. Moose Jaw, one of the more, shall we say, older teams in this league, as Rhodes will foul that one off. At least they feel like they are. Of course, Moose Jaw with that expansive baseball history, with the Moose Jaw Millers calling that city home for many, many years. As that one goes foul. Last championship coming from all the way back in 2002. So they do have some good long league history here. But with a jersey design that feels very swoosh, swoosh, we're going fast. With a lot of weird stripes. As that'll be ball. But you have a vastly different look from one of the newer looks in this league, in the Fort McMurray Giants, going for a very classic styling. I'm sure you can catch it here on FloCollege, but their uniforms yesterday, almost a cream look to them. A gorgeous kit all around for the Giants, as Rhodes is swinging. And that'll do it. We'll be back with the Giants in the batter's box. It is Fort McMurray baseball on a stunning Friday in Wood Buffalo on FloCollege.
4, Tanner Goodhazen.
Tanner DeGrazia at the box now for Moose Jaw Miller Express. Pitch from KJ Jones. That'll be strike number 1. Going to check in to get an exact pitch count for KJ Jones here in a sec. Finding an exact pitch count for Jones. As that goes ball. That will be called strike 2. 2-all your score. There is the throw. There is the chopper out to first. And down he goes. His 58th pitch of the night from KJ Jones, having himself a heck of an evening here for your Fort McMurray Giants. Number 2, Jackson Martin now for the Miller Express. He'll swing in the first one he sees. That fouls off into right field. We are already into KJ Jones' longest appearance for the Giants this season. Had 3 innings in a losing effort against Okotoks back on the 17th. As down he goes. Nice little work by Jones to get that off to Rhodes as we go 2 up, 2 down here. As we get a swing and a miss. As we are 2 down here, top of the 4th inning. That pitch goes high and outside, evens up this count. Oh, correction. That'll go far foul. One of the really interesting things about this particular ballpark on Mack Island here in Fort McMurray, the Giants have set up an absolutely gorgeous summer berm where you can just lay out in the grass and watch ball as he will swing at that one as Austin Knives gives it a go. Into the bottom third of the order, Knives will try to hold back from that one. As we have a 1-2 count. Pitch from Jones. They are calling that one ticking the shoulder as he will advance. And Andrew Knives settles up at first. Entering this one for the Moose Jaw Miller Express, we have Abe Alberg. Walchuk warming up before we return to the top of the Moose Jaw order. KJ with the attempted pickoff. Just a hair behind. Waiting for the pitch. Here it comes. That'll be high as looks like they were trying to keep an eye on the runner on first. 2 down, 1-1 the count Tie ball game here, top of the fourth. Here's the pitch. That'll be called strike 2. As that one goes ball. Count is 2-2. First time we're starting to see KJ drop into the low 70s. No action, though, in the Fort McMurray bullpen, so that'll be fouled off by Alberta right above the Moose Jaw Miller Express lineup. Pitch from Jones. That will go up high into the foul territory, and chasing it down is Rhodes. He will not be able to grab that one as it will foul just off over the netting and onto the berm. A couple of happy young fans right there as this at-bat moves on as we now move 6 pitches deep. See KG Jones spending his summers with the springs with the Toronto Mets before he found his way up to Fort McMurray. You know, someone's a good Canadian boy when they list their Instagram bio as just Berta, as that pops up. Snags it. And that'll do it. As we head to the bottom of the fourth here, it is Giants baseball on FloCollege. We'll be right back.
For your Fort McMurray Giants, from Wright State University, number 4, Zach Kavanaugh.
Bottom of the fourth, this score is tied as Miller Express scored in the first. Your Giants score in the second. That ball goes foul. As Zach Kavanaugh returns to this one. Kavanaugh already with a hit and a run scored in this one. He had that perfectly placed, just in play double that drove in. Where he had that single that got him on base earlier on this one. 0-2 the count. Pitch from Walls. That'll be your ball number 1. 2-2 the score. Empty field. Chopping at that one. That'll be thrown to first. And down goes Kavanaugh. Nick Sauvé re-enters this one. As he accounts for one of the 5 Fort McMurray hits on the day. Here's the pitch. That is ball number 1. Here's the pitch. Doing a little knee hop. Don't necessarily know if that'll help you sell the ball, but hey, it can't hurt. Plus, it helps your limber knees. As that'll be called strike number 1. For the first time in a couple days, we have a rainless evening here in Fort McMurray as he will swing at that one. That one goes into center field. It will fall. And smartly keeping himself from going to second. Nice work there from Nick Sauvé. If the wind takes that one a little bit more center, that was easily going for a double, but the line drive was jumped on by Jackson Martin as Camden Sanders checks in now. He'll go swinging at that one. And we are at a 0-1. Walls having to keep an eye now on the runner on first. Here comes the pitch. Sanders swings. 0-2. Nothing wrong when you're down in the count with taking a quick little step out. Resetting the brain. Getting back in on this one. Here's the pitch. He'll jump back. Going for the steal, and he will not be fast enough. As the argument is coming in, the second baseman is getting... That is second base getting the Boobers to come out here at Legacy Dodge Field. He was the instigator in some of the spice we saw last night. Unfortunately, steal is unsuccessful. 2 down for the Giants. Count of 1-2. Sanders at the plate. He will let that go by. Count of 2-2. Checking in on the Giants dugout. Still some angry feelings about that particular call. Here's the pitch. There's the swing. And that'll do it for the top of this inning. We'll take a break and be right back. Moose Jaw Miller Express on the plate. You're watching Fort McMurray Giants baseball here on FloCollege.
13, Ben Walter.
Welcome back. It is Giants baseball on FloCollege. Pitch from right, and that'll be hit by a pitch. As we head back to the top of the Miller Express lineup as Ben Walczek heads to first. Thomas Soto back. Had a walk and one run in earlier on today. Failed pickoff at first base as KJ Jones not just a hair behind. Here's the pitch. That'll be strike one. Walczek really trying to push for that steal. Got to keep an eye on him as he is creeping forward. Pitch from Jones. That'll hit the dirt. And Walczek will make it to second on the steal. One and one. Still waiting on our first out here as Walczek is in scoring position. Gonna have a mound visit here, just a quick chat, settle ourselves in. Waiting for the pitch from Jones. And sees a little jumpy now, especially with that one steal. Here it comes. Soto hits that one, sends it to first, and he will not make it. That is our first out of the inning. That'll go down as the pushed ahead run or pushed ahead runner as Walczek settles in at third. That'll go called strike one against the batter for the Miller Express, Will Edwards. Remember, he's Australian. Balls are called crikeys. No crikeys, one strike. That hit heads off into far left field. It will stay in play, though, as Walczek will score. And Williams will stop down, or William Edwards, will stop down at second. So the Miller Express pull ahead by a single margin. As that'll go down as a line drive to far left field. Looks like someone going to pick up that loose ball that is sitting at the Giants bullpen. No, we're going to see a warm-up here in the Fort McMurray bullpen. Here's the pitch. That'll go ball for Austin Gurney. From Campbell River, British Columbia. Home of one-time Stanley Cup winner Mike Commodore. As that goes ball two. He'll step out. Reset. Runner on second, one down, 3-2 the score as we find ourselves in the bottom of the fourth. KJ Jones checking over his shoulder. Here's the pitch. Gurney will foul that one up, and it will be out and over as we're starting to see some activity in the Giants bullpen. As looks like Cameron Moore out of UBC starting to warm up there. Also seeing Kovacs Cranmer out in the bullpen. KJ Jones still sticking in here now, though. 2-1 the count, 1 down. Austin Gurney redoing his gloves because nothing fixes an at-bat like fixing a glove. It's like finding gold. Here's the pitch. Not a foul, out. As we move to a 2-2. Going to chase that ball down far off into the Miller Express dugout, getting that safely out of play. Won't lie to you, friend, I'm a big nerd for look and style, and going with the light blue glove, pretty great, as Gurney will send that one into right field, and it'll be taken down. Farewell to Gurney.
It's time for today's Brewski's beer batter, number 26, Jackson Yeager. If Jackson does not make the first base, draft beers on sale, 2 for $10.
As the announcements for some cheaper beer rolls out here, as Jackson Yeager takes his spot, going to have a mound visit. Could this spell the end of the evening for KJ Jones? Oh, getting a chat, getting a point. We talking about, this looks like pep talk. Oh, hey, that'll do it. You know what? Even giving up 3 runs, some real key strikeouts kept this game from being a whole lot different. Nothing but respect for the game that KJ Jones put in there, pulling in 3 strikeouts.
From the University of British Columbia, now pitching 8, Cameron Moore.
Cameron Moore checking in to this one out of the University of British Columbia. Handful of appearances so far in this season for the Giants, credited with a couple of losses. 6.27 ERA. Walked 10. Has sat down 10, though. So, kind of evens out in the end. William Edwards on second, or was. We'll see people resettle back into their slots once this warm-up is complete. For UBC's Cameron Moore. Did have a 4-inning run earlier this year against Lethbridge, but there's not a lot of teams that are going into Lethbridge and winning right now. The Bulls are absolutely dummying some teams that come into Spitz Stadium. Some would say unfortunately named Spitz Stadium. Turns out it's for sunflower seeds. Gorgeous ballpark, though, in that part of Alberta. Something you will see constantly in Lethbridge that you are not seeing right now here in Legacy Dodge Field in downtown Fort McMurray is wind, as the flags are completely flat. .87 miles an hour on that warm-up. from Cameron Moore. Pitch to Yeager. 2 down. And this one, Yeager swings. And that'll go in as you strike 1. That one will go inside. As that one goes foul. Interesting kind of history here for Cameron Moore, as played his high school at Mulgrave out in Vancouver. Still trying to make the Great Britain U23 national team, though, as one of his parents gives him that chance at a dual passport. He is swinging, and down goes Yeager, as you can see why Cameron Moore has found himself on the Great Britain national team's radar and why he is up here with your Fort McMurray Giants. That'll do it for this part of the game. We'll take a break and be right back. It's Giants baseball on Flow Sports.
T-shirts, hoodies, hats, blankets, the whole shebang. And you can also grab your 50/50 tickets for a ride right outside it, or track down one of our amazing volunteers who just had everything you needed. Now, I want great look and clap for the Giants. Let's go Giants!
Welcome to the final slot in the batting order for your Fort McMurray Giants, as Miles Murphy enters this one. Already a stellar game, as Murphy with a well-timed RBI double. As that one from Walls goes ball 1. When you're feeling it, want to jump on that when you're hot. He will swing. That will head to center field. Will it fall? It will not. As Jackson Martin is there to snag that one out of the air. Bringing us back to the top of the order as Connor Rainey returns here. $11 hits on the season. Been walked 5 times. As that goes, strike 1 on Rainey. Called strikeout 1, 1 down. That goes ball. In his senior season with Incarnate Ward, Weston Walls pitching for the Miller Express, put together a 2-5 record as that one flies out to right field. And just like that, your Giants are down to their last out of the inning.
It's number 5, Connor Martin.
Connor Martin back in this one. 6 hits on 41 at-bats in his season. Swings at the first one he sees. That goes into center field, and unfortunately, that'll be one of the fastest 3-up, 3-downs we are going to see. As we take a break, and we'll be back with your Giants at the plate here. It's Giants baseball on FloCollege.
Stay in the loop with all of our exciting theme nights, giveaways, and special events. You won't want to miss a single pitch of the action.
Tanner DeGrazia in on this one as we get ourselves set for the mid part of the Miller Express lineup. Here's the pitch. That'll be strike one. 87 on that one. Nice little work from Cameron Moore. So many of those high schools specializing in baseball. That'll be in play. Throw to first. It is a hair late. Oh. I think the ump from third is chatting back and forth. So we had one ump call foul, one ump call fair, and that'll involve a conversation. It looks like our crew here is walking in and going to admit a mistake on that one, and your Giants coaching staff are going to want to reset it, but unfortunately it's already on. Oh, they are chatting back and forth. Oh, as they are. Oh, the warning there goes to the Giants bench as the baseball equivalent of talk to the hand comes up. That is a storm away walk if I have ever seen it, as looks like that'll be an official warning for the head coach of your Giants. And he will get out of this one unscathed. Oof. Haven't seen a toss in a hot minute here. That could have been spicy. Pitch for Moore. 0-1. Runner on first. That'll go outside. Holding off for the pitch is Jackson Martin. Martin will swing at that one. That'll hit off into center field. And chasing it down is Connor Rainey. The runner returns the safety of first, but that'll go up for your first out of the inning. I have, in my brief time here on Fort McMurray Giants baseball on FloCollege, I've heard the outfield described as the place where pop-ups go to die. And with no wind at all, that is exactly what we are seeing here today. Swinging at the first one he sees is number 3 for the Miller Express, Andrew Naves. Oh, and 1 down. Top of the 6th. As that'll be foul pitch, and the runner will advance. One down, 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner up on second. As waiting to push ahead is Andrew DeGrazia. Here's the pitch from Moore. That'll be outside. Moore locking in. Here's the pitch. Swinging at that one, it will go foul. As this at bat for Nice continues. Four pitches in here for Cameron Moore. 10 strikeouts here on the season. 6.26 in ERA. Keep an eye on that runner in DeGrazia. Here's the pitch. That'll go outside. And making sure to stay on that one is Nick Schwabe. A errant ball ends up onto the field of play from the Miller Express bench. Abe Alberg in the batter's warm-up circle. 3-2 the count, 1 down here as this at-bat continues. Deadlocked. There's the throw. That is chopped up. Throw to first. Down goes Naves. From Silen Springs, Wisconsin, that is Abe Alberg. 182 on the season. Pitch for Moore. 2 down. He'll swing at that one. That'll go off and throw to first. He is out. The side is retired. And we will be back with the bottom of the 6th. It's Giants baseball live exclusively on Flow Sports.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Buy Canadian, store Canadian.
Berry.
Welcome back to FloCollege's Fort McMurray Giants baseball. Live from Legacy Dodge Field, my name is Graham Moseman, normally the announcer for the Energy City Cactus Rats as Barry is swinging. Nice to pinch hit for our friends up here with the Fort McMurray Giants as my Cactus Rats are putting work in on our future home of the Energy City Metro Ballpark as Barry will hit that one. That'll be popped up into left field. And he will go down.
From Riverside, California, it's number 13, Javier Izaguirre.
It's Javier Izaguirre. As we have been getting lessons from the teammates of Javier, helping us work out the pronunciations there. That'll be ball one on that 74-mile-an-hour pitch. One down, bottom of the sixth. 3-2 the score in favor of Moose Jaw. Moose Jaw looking to build up a little bit more of a cushion on the Weyburn Beavers. But starting to see the playoff race in the East Division settling in. This is the WCBL. Anything can happen. But once you start to put away some wins, that'll go strike. Count to 3-0. Make that 3-1. And that goes ball. Izaguirre heads to first. And Matt Rhodes will find his way in for your Fort McMurray Giants. Giants need to pull into some wins together here as they currently sit 4 games back of the Energy City Cactus Rats for the final playoff spot. Cactus Rats just doing everything they can to chase down these Sylvan Lake Gulls right now. But the class of the division looking to be a showdown between the Dogs and the Lethbridge Bulls. Similar story over in the East where the Miller Express make their home. Berries and Mavericks holding down top 2 spots. That will go for strike 2. Still was incredible to see the Miller Express pull off the massive upset over the Red Sox last playoff. A lot of players are turning from that one as Rhodes will head that one deep into right field, and it is out of here! 2-run home run off the bat of Matt Rhodes. That one just over the glove, and this crowd is on their feet at Legacy Dodge Field. 2-run homer. That makes this one 4-3 for your Fort McMurray Giants. Great chance here for Kavanaugh. As that'll fire up the home crowd here. Kavanaugh swings at that one. That'll go strike 1. 92 miles an hour still in the zone for Weston Walls. Swing and a miss on that one as Kavanaugh will have to fight out of this one. Walls coming from a very athletic family, just wrapping up his senior season at Incarnate Ward. Here's the pitch. And that'll be strike 3. 2 down for the Giants. Nick Suave from Okanagan College in here. 2 down for the Giants. Pitch from Walls. That'll be up and high. Walls is one of 8 siblings. Has one sibling who's been played some football with SMU. That'll be fouled off. His younger sister spent some time with the Texas A&M Aggies on the volleyball squad. But as one of 8 children, surely even going for dinner, as that'll go for a strike, was an athletic event in and of itself. I'm the youngest of 6, and that was just a throwdown fight for any type of. As count goes 2-2. Maybe it was easier for Walls using that 6'5" frame. Just has to lift people up like they're Beanie Babies. 3-2, full count. 2 down for your Giants. Suave staring down the pitcher. Here's the throw. He'll swing at that one as this inning comes to a close. We'll take a break and be back with the top of the 7th. It is Giants baseball exclusively on FloCollege.
These hometown heroes help us swing big and play hard every game. Grand Slam sponsors only Safeway, along with Pinning, Mackay Métis Group, Fort McMurray Infinity Cleaners, Prime Signs, Ball Bluebell and Associates, and Shoeway Construction. This is your last call for 50-50 tickets. You know where to get them. Sales end at the 7th inning. Good luck. Now pitching from Walla Walla Community College, number 18, Winston Roberts.
Number 13, Ben Walton.
As we welcome you back to Giants Baseball here on FloCollege, I'm Graham Mosiman. Excited to have you here as we have a brand new pitcher for your Fort McMurray Giants facing down Ben Wallachuk. As that is Winston Roberts entering the game. Plays college with the just wonderfully named Walla Walla Warriors out of Washington State. Might be one of the silliest names for a college, but hey, it's fun to say as that one goes high and outside. If you want to strike up a good conversation with Winston, just bring up NASCAR. See how it goes. Big NASCAR guy, even his walk-up music. very much inspired for that. That is a called strike. Very much inspired by the Will Ferrell Classic, Ballad of Ricky Bobby, which, if memory serves, it was technically called Talladega Nights. As that pitch heads out into center left, it'll find the gap as Ben Wallachuk will go for the triple, and he will beat the throw. A lot of spice on that celebration as Wallachuk takes that triple all the way to third base. As we head back to the top of the order, Thomas Soto, runner on third, top of the seventh. Here's the pitch from Roberts. And that is ball. Slowing inside. Moose Jaw really has structured their lineup as that pitch goes high to build their scoring through the bottom and top third of their lineup. Bit of a dead zone in the middle, but once if you can just get through that, scorers get into this game as that moves to a 3-0 count. Winston Roberts just trying to saddle himself down here. Here comes the pitch to Soto. And that'll be ball number 4. As we will put runners on the corners as the mound visit from the catcher comes in as a chat from those two. As the support comes from Nick Suave. William Edwards coming in here. As the Australian lets that one go by for crikey number 1. Roberts might have to pitch himself out of a jam here as Austin Gurney is warming up next. That pitch goes low and inside as the Miller Express bench gets or dugout starts to get a little spicy. Definitely had a more than one shouting match heard between these two teams after yesterday's 3-0 Miller Express win. Wallachuk goes to the steal, throw to second, and he will beat that one. As that'll get a called strike for that'll be Thomas Soto heading up to second. And pushing ahead is Wallachuk, who will stay there on third. 2-1 the count. 3-1 the count. As Roberts looks to bust out of this one. 3-1, no outs. Fort McMurray ahead. Runners on second and third, with Gurney, who already has a hit today, coming up next. It's the toughest part of the order. Pitch from Roberts, and that'll be his first strike of his appearance. Sometimes all it takes is one. The thrust can get away from you a little bit, but you have that moment of success, and it helps you just kind of dial things in. And that's what we're looking to see here from the NASCAR-loving Winston Roberts. Here's the throw. And bases are loaded. taking a look out into the bullpen. Looks like that will do it for Winston Roberts as Sam Ramajan is warming up in the Fort McMurray bullpen. Yeah, that'll do it. That is unfortunate for Mr. Winston Roberts, but that's okay. Because if you just tell him that a NASCAR driver just goes in a circle, he'll get mad enough to forget that entire at-bat or pitching set and the subsequent at-bats.
Now pitching for your Giants from Concordia University, it's number 29, Sam Ramajan.
With one of my favorite names in the WCBL, Sam Ramajan from Concordia University. Starts slinging this one as he has been set up in the Fort McMurray bullpen. First couple of warm-up pitches, he finds himself at a 91. That's going to be a tough one on the scorecard for Roberts. Austin Gurney, 1 for 3 on the day. 26 RBIs on the season and a 376. The last person you want to see come in with the bases loaded. However, the way this can really turn out for your Giants is we don't have a book on him yet. He's been warming up way off in the corner. Have you really been paying that much attention? Maybe having an unknown pitcher is exactly what your Giants need. Maybe you can drop a K here, throw into a double, and who's to say Sam Ramajan might just have himself the exact pitching session that these Giants need. 5.19 ERA on the season. Has given up 7 hits, 8 strikeouts, though. Only 1 walk. So when he is finding the zone, shouldn't be in the space to worry about a walk-off or a walk-tie run anyway. 4-3 the score. Gurney swings at that one. That'll go for strike number 1. Ramajan in the Leon Draisaitl-esque number 29. Hey, as the broadcaster for Energy City, I just had to sneak in one. Here's the throw from Ramajan. That will have a chance here for the double. Goes to second and not able to turn the double. Will put up 1 out, though. 1 run scores. This game is tied at 4. Runners on the corner. I swear we are going to have to start doing a league-wide investigation on the effectiveness.
2, Jackson Norton.
For stepping up to the plate once again. We're proud to share the news about their renewed partnership with the Regional Recreation Corporation of Wood Buffalo, keeping the action alive at Legacy Dodge Field for 5 more years.
All right, everybody. We have something very special tonight. Instead of the YMCA, we have the Groovy Dance. So if you know it, stand up and dance along. Guys, are you ready? Are you ready? I can't hear you, but that's okay. DJ, hit that track. Good, ready? Go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1,
Now to play number 19, Camden Sanders.
Miller Express sticking with their pitcher as Camden Sanders enters this one for the Giants. He sings the first one he sees, and Weston Walls continues to roll with his 97th pitch of the game. We are that'll be strike number 2. Not strangers in the last couple of days of seeing very long pitching outings. Braden Giardina going into the hundreds for the Cactus Rats earlier on. As that one goes ball. The two the count as we work through our numbers here in the broadcast center. It's Fort McMurray Giants baseball on FloCollege. Sanders swinging and missing as he'll be the first batter retired here.
Number 25, Miles Murphy.
Miles Murphy checking in now as his nice little appearance continues. Could argue this is his best appearance this season for the Giants, as that one is low and inside. As looks like Walls has gone over the 100 pitch mark. As that is called strike. The pitch count feels like it doesn't matter as much when you're still finding the strike zone and in the 90s. Here's the pitch. That one goes up. It will go out of play, unfortunately. And chasing it down is the outfielder. He will not get there. And ouch, that warning track does not feel fun. As the best efforts of Austin Gurney do not come to fruition. As this foul out keeps our count at 1-2. One down, bottom of the seventh. 5-4 for the Moose Jaw Miller Express, looking to put some distance between them and the Weyburn Beavers in the playoff race in the WCBL. Here's the pitch from Walls. That'll be it for Murphy, as he got a call strike 3. Back again is Connor Rainey for the Fort McMurray Giants. As this appearance continues on for Walls, as that'll be chop foul. Connor Rainey 0 for 3 today. You get the sense that he is always just an inch or two away from really sending something, as we had 1-1. If I didn't know it was at 9:11 p.m., I would not think it was, as that goes ball 2. One of the great parts about summers up here in Fort McMurray, so far north, that you have sunlight almost 24 hours a day, it feels like. And I started my career up here many years ago, as here comes the pitch. That goes ball 3, and a chance now for Connor Rainey just to wait this one out and potentially get himself on. Here's the pitch. That'll be number 4 as Rainey heads to first. As the coach for the Moose Jaw Miller Express makes the walk. Looks like that'll be it for one Weston Walls. Is this just a coaching visit? That might be. Huh. He's got to be up there now. 110 pitches so far. And he's still hitting 90s. So looks like he will stay. When you have a 6'5" frame, it is certainly a lot of torque to get on a ball when you throw it. Miller Express in a pretty good position here. Only 1 on. 2 down. And Martin at the plate. Here's the pitch. Strike 1. Two Connors going back to back here. Here's the pitch. That is well outside. Still 93. Remember, if you do catch a glimpse of the radar gun out here at Legacy Dodge Park, it is 2 miles too slow. Here's the pitch. Goes for the steal, and he will make that one. A brief thought from Rainey on if he should move ahead, but that'll just go down as the stolen base. As we have strike number 2 and a stolen base as Rainey advances. Two down, 1-2 the count. If Connor Martin can find purchase on this one, you could see a tie game in the near future. He's already had one coach visit. Let's see if the arm holds up. Pitch from Walls. That'll go. Ball number 2. 2s across the board here as 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 5-4 the advantage for the Moose Jaw Miller Express. Martin already been struck out twice today, looking for that redemption. Will he find it? Here's the throw. There's the swing. He unfortunately will not, and that will probably spend the evening. Call the end of the evening, excuse me, for Weston Walls, excuse me. We'll take a break and be back. It's Giants Baseball exclusively on FloCollege.
Don't got cash and still want to get on that 50-50 fund. Our volunteers have got you covered with cash and debit transactions now available. Who knows, you could be the next big winner. Number 3, Andrew Williams.
Making our way back into the Moose Jaw lineup as Andrew Names out of Oregon, Wisconsin. Just putting state names all over your cities. All right, Wisconsin, the cheese people. As that strike is our first. As no changes here for the Giants as Sam Ramajam hangs on in this one. Here's the pitch. That'll go foul and right into the bullpen for the Miller Express. Avoiding some collateral damage. Two strikes as this at bat firmly in Ramajam hands. Here's the pitch. That will go outside for a ball 1. There is the pitch. That is ball 2. Naves has had a interesting little run over the last bit. Hit by a pitch yesterday against these Fort McMurray Giants. Did end up running home, though, as Hill's swinging that one as this at-bat fights on. Did have a pair of hits against Swift Current about a week or so back, and then a 3-hit performance to start this season off against the Weyburn Beavers. Here's the pitch. Hill swing at that one, and down goes Knives. Alberg back now. Haven't seen a ton so far here from Alberg, Knives, or Martin, but with Wallachek warming up, you got to be a little concerned as Wallachek's already made the Giants pay once here tonight. Alberg lets that go for ball number 1. The slimmest margin of a lead for the Miller Express. Have seen a bit of the spice and theatrics we expected to see after last night's affair. Alberg goes swinging as this count goes 1-1. Been a hot minute since we've seen a hit from Abe Alberg. Only has 4 on the season. His last one coming up against Swift Current, a theme we are seeing for a fair number of these batters in this part of the Miller lineup. If they need some hits, you just got to play the 57s. Well, the 57s had themselves a tough go as that one is on me. That's my fault. I will take full blame for that one. As the looks of shame from the music and PA staff as Alberg gets the double. Wow. Last game, I called it 1 inning too early. This one jinxed the Giants, and Alberg gets a double. Pinch runner comes in as Alberg heads to the dugout. That'll be trying to find a number here on these Miller Express uniforms. Getting the notes, that will be number 6 for the Miller Express. Jacob Glasner from Apache Junction, Arizona. Ben Wallachek back here now. 1 down. Pitch from Ramjam, and that'll be high. Runner on second. The pinch runner is Glasner. As we're about to head into the heaviest part of the Miller Express lineup, here comes the pitch. That'll be up high. Wallachek, a heck of a game and a series against the Fort McMurray Giants. Here comes the pitch. That'll be strike number 2. Nice job from Sam Ramajam to... Oh, that'll be strike 1, excuse me. One down, the pinch runner Glasner on second, waiting for his shot to steal. The stare down from the pitcher. Throws, fouled off, and bouncing back from the net. This at-bat cruises on. 2-2, one down. 5 pitches deep here as Ramajam looks for the steal with the pitch that is hit and thrown to first. Down he goes. Pair of outs on the board now for your Fort McMurray Giants as the pinch runner Glasner finds himself on third base in scoring position. A dangerous spot here for the Giants as Miller Express looking to increase that lead. As we're now throwing into the most difficult part of their lineup. Soto already had a heck of a game with a couple of walks and a couple of scored runs, as that'll go for strike one. Thomas Soto with a stare down. Here's the pitch. Lets that go. Ball number 2. Five for your score, top of the 8th inning. Moose Jaw putting up those 5 on 7 total hits, but had a couple times folks have been stranded. Hit by Soto. That'll go up into the air into foul territory. Will it get chased down? No! As there is a collision on that one as Barry and looks like Rainey are running into one another out there. Correction, that's Connor Martin. Martin's up. Barry's up. Looks like everyone's okay. That could have been a whole lot worse than it was. Thankfully, everyone seems okay. Going back to our spots in the field as those 2 players get out of this one unscathed. Soto 0 for 2 on the day, but does have a pair of walks. Here's the pitch. That'll be up high. As this count goes 2-2. 5-4 for the Miller Express. Runner in scoring position, the pinch runner for Abe Aberhart. As Glasner sits in, looking for his chance to head home. Here's the pitch. Swinging at that one is Soto, and they will get out unscathed, or as unscathed as you can be after the first run gets in. Call that pitching yourself out of a bind or limiting the damage. Score 5-4 in favor of Moose Jaw. As we head to the bottom of the 8th inning, you are watching Fort McMurray Giants baseball on FloCollege.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Buy Canadian, store Canadian.
Express number 7, Adrian Duro.
Now coming to the plate, number 9, Darcy Berry.
Welcome back. It is the bottom of the 8th inning. Let's run here at Legacy Dodge Field as Darcy Berry heads into the box. Here is the pitch. He'll let that one go. That'll go by for a ball number 1. As now pitching in this game for the Mushaw Miller Express, playing his junior year at Valley State University from Chiba, Japan, that's Amani Kondo. Also, you may see a number 7 as that one goes, going, out of here! That one is gone! Darcy Berry, solo shot deep to left field. This game is tied. Wow! What a hit! As that one taps down, gets your bats, running in, get your bumps, there you go. This game is tied. Kondo has sparked joy in your Fort McMurray Giants faithful. Bringing up Javier Ezeguirre as that pitch will go high. That is how you tie a ball game. 1-0 the count here as Kondo tries to wheel that one in. He'll get the strike. It's my second day here in this particular ballpark, and there was one place that I was wondering if we would see any homers over. It would be over the far left field because you have a wall of advertisements here and then a little extra fencing on top of that just for safety. And that one fully cleared both layers. We was seeing that one on the highlight reel for a long time as that pitch goes wild. 3-1 count. As this game is tied here. Pitch from Kondo. And off to first base you go for Ezeguirre. The other gentleman who crushed a dinger early on in this one, Matt Rhodes, finds himself here. Checking your out-of-town scoreboard. Okotuk's up on the Beavers by a couple. And that one will go. Will he beat the throw? He will not, unfortunately. Ends up being a runner advancing. But Rhodes will have to head back to the dugout here. Zach Kavanaugh back up now. Nice little run here for Kavanaugh already with a hit today. And found himself running home. That one just a little high. (1-0) the count for Amani Kondo. As that goes ball for Kondo. 2-0 the count, one down. Only appeared in 4 games for the Miller Express. 7.56 ERA. Here's the throw. That'll be outside. 3-0 as Kavanaugh can just wait this one out. Only one down as Nick Suave and Camden Sanders are waiting up next. If you can get the walk here and have Suave come in with his 2 hits of the night. Opportune moment for your Fort McMurray Giants to pull ahead in this one as go for a walk. Kavanaugh. This could be an absolutely mega moment for the Giants. From Okanagan College, that is Nick Chauvet. As we'll have a visit from the Miller Express bench. Could be a really mega moment here for Sauve, as he picked up a couple of hits at Lethbridge on the 19th. Had another couple of hits against the Regina Red Sox, who have had some quality pitching appearances throughout this season. Big chance here, though. Does have 21 strikeouts. He does love to go swinging. Home run of the year, a couple of doubles, but does enter this one with a 263. As this visit continues. Changing up pitching here for the Moose Jaw Miller Express. Say hello to Josh Borbo from Bismarck State out of Bonnyville, Alberta, home of the Pontiacs of the AJHL, a team that the Fort McMurray Oil Barons are certainly very familiar with. This is one of the last, trying to think one of the last times we saw 2 home runs go out in the same game. Don't see it very often up here in Legacy Dodge Field, but the Fort McMurray Giants faithful are fired up at this one, as there is a heck of a chance for here. As this warm-up keeps going, runners on first and second. Only one out, though, as Nick Suave finds himself on. If Suave can I have to answer a question in the press box in one moment as I hold back a cough. As this warm-up continues, a voracious jersey talk ongoing here as the Moose Jaw Miller Expresses. You're making fun of me for my use of the word voracious? No, voracious. They thought something very different. Voracious discussion here in the press box as Suave finds himself in. This is a very even matchup on the scoreboard. Not an even matchup when it comes to jersey look, though. Not a huge fan of the Miller Express look, personally. I don't think you'll find a lot of people here that are. But it does have its loves and classic fans. As you can kind of see where those black strikes do make up an X if they hit the right moment. That is pretty cool, I'll give you. But that'll go for strike number 1. As Suave trying to wait out this one. A walk will load the bases with Camden Sanders and Miles Murphy coming up next. The jerseys for the Energy City Cactus Rats brought in a lot of discussion earlier today as that goes outside. Oh, it looks like I apologize. I was just a little off on the count. when you go to a lot of different scoreboards and see things in different places, sometimes your eyes can play tricks on you. Here's the pitch. That it will sit down. Nick Suave. It's too bad. That'll be 2 down. Kevin Sanders up. If he can find a way to get these bases loaded, that leaves us with Miles Murphy and Rainey coming up. You really would love to have a single at least here. And a chance to pull ahead for the Giants. That goes ball 1. But the jersey talk sparked from the very electric uniform look of the Energy City Cactus Rats. Is their alternate look is a high-vis yellow is the official color name, over an electric blue base for strike number 1. The high-vis yellow numbers will look especially cool in the neon under lights. Colors are very fun in the sun, but it's under the lights that they will shine the best. I'm a fan of a very weird pinstripe with a little electric lightning bolt action, matching the lightning bolts that are underneath the Cactus Rat logo. And one of my roles, as I am, confession time, a employee of the Cactus Rats, as swinging on that one is Saunders. I did help name all the colors that we use for our jerseys, and we did go with it is a crude black in honor of the oil spirit of Alberta. Our carbon gray away jerseys, which we saw earlier on today, high vis yellow and electric blue, are official team colors. I will say the nicest logo matchup in the league, though, is definitely the Giants and the Cactus Rats. But I just like a little silly guy with a baseball bat filled with quills, so I'm biased. Miller Express here trying to keep this one from getting out of hand as this at-bat with Camden Saunders continues. Runners on second and first, 2 down. Here's the pitch. Swinging at that one, and that is just fouled. Oh, the heartbreak. If that had stayed in play, what a moment that would have been. And we have to reset. The foul lines have been a point of contention here. Having a bit of a mix-up of a call here, unfortunately. But our officiating crew is doing their absolute best. It is a thankless job, and we thank them for doing it, though. As that pitch hits the dirt, runners will advance, and we have a bases-loaded situation with Miles Murphy finding himself at the plate once again. If you'll remember earlier on in this one, Murphy, the righty, perfectly hit a ball that went just skirting down the right field baseline that drove in a handful of runs to get the Giants on the board earlier on this evening. Can he do it again and tilt this one in favor of Fort McMurray? As the throw from Josh Borbo hits dirt. There is not a lot to do in Bonnyville, Alberta. Unfortunately, it is a very small town, a lot of farming country, but there is a lot of baseball. As that is how you spend a many summer night. That pitch goes outside as he will check in with his pitcher. The best pitch you are going to see, according to our timekeeper, is the one we will come right after a visit as Josh Borbo tries to pull himself in. Andrew Knives has handled many a pitcher in his day. And checking in, a calming down a teammate is a huge part of that role. The catcher-pitcher relationship is an important one. It is Fireworks Friday, so we will stay a little later here as that one goes for ball 3. Bases loaded, no strikes, 2 down. Ball number 3. This pitch gets too far. Walking that one! Fort McMurray takes the lead. Tapping home base is Camden Sanders. Correction, my apologies. Captain base is again a junior. And this game is tilted in favor of the Giants. Connor Rainey at the plate now, as Borba will really need to rein this one in. That one will hit the dirt. Got to be very nervous if you are a Miller Express fan in these stands. The East Coast night howls and heckles are coming in strong from Legacy Dodge Field. 2-0 the count. You can just, it is never a good moment when you see someone have to physically put themselves back into the space. As this pitch comes back in the dirt. And a lot of activity in the Miller Express bullpen. 3-0 the count, bases loaded, 2 outs. As the cheers come in from Legacy Dodge Field. Here's the pitch. He got a strike. The Bronx cheers, or would those be Thickwood cheers? Timberley cheers? We'll call them Timberley cheers from the Fort McMurray audience. Here's the pitch. Swinging at that one. That'll be chopped down, and he'll go to luckily get himself out of danger, as the frustration is palpable. Fort McMurray takes the lead, 6-5 your score as we head to the 9th inning. We'll take a break and be right back. It's Giants baseball on FloCollege.
Again, 177-05-485. Taking home $1,597.50. Head down to 50-50 table down by Strike Shop to pick up your prize. Congratulations.
Pitching for your Giants, number 41, Chris Billings.
Welcome back. This could be the moment as we find ourselves at the top of the ninth inning. Now pitching for your Fort McMurray Giants. It's number 41, Chris Billings, 6'4", playing out of the iconic Gap Year University. A gap year is important. Sometimes you just got to take it. Especially in the world we live in now, it is a lot of pressure on these athletes. Here's the pitch. Absolute screamer as that comes in at 92 miles an hour, fouled off by number 27, William Edwards.
Why don't you go down there now because there's going to be a win and just give us a thumbs up if it's Rhodes.
0-2. Swings at that one. This should be an easy out, and it is as the crowd erupts, feeling a hopeful, positive outcome for the Fort McMurray Giants. It's been an absolute heck of a game treated to these fans here on West Coast Night. Theme nights are a staple all across minor league baseball, and maybe I'm biased as a team employee or whatever, as there is the pitch. That is called strike one. Some of the best theme nights you will find in all of Canada are right here in the WCBL, and we hope to see you at one very, very, very soon. Fort McMurray Giants off this weekend, but they'll be back at it on Canada Day when the Energy City Cactus Rats return. Austin Gurney fouls that one off. 1 down, 2 strikes. As a couple of walks on bases loaded have tilted this one in favor of the Fort McMurray. As that one will go, will he get chased down and safe? Gurney finds himself on base. That is the tying run. As Jackson Yeager heads in. Now, Jackson Yeager does have a sac ribby on this one, but he has struck out twice. And as Chris Billings keys in here, here's the throw. Strike one. 91 miles an hour there. That's what you want to see from a closer, just rip some fastballs on this tired side. A lot of baseball play between these teams. Throw from Billings. That is a hit going out. Throw to second. Throwing to first. And we are done. The double play closes us out here as for your Fort McMurray Giants take the win and redemption. Giants win. How about that? A game-ending double play as your Fort McMurray Giants take this one in an extra bit of celebration. It is Fireworks Friday. We will have a little bit of a show, and we will hang on to this game just a little bit longer. We'll be going later on this evening, waiting for a fireworks display. As we check through, you can see these Giant players doing their little jumps, getting their celebrations in. Well deserved, as this crowd is heading home happy. These athletes are going off to a well-deserved weekend off. Get to spend some time at their billet families and places to stay. As the player of the game belt goes to Darcy Perry for his homer. As we have some fireworks going off here on a Fireworks Friday. A gorgeous display with Buffalo. On a personal note, it's been an absolute treasure for me personally to join you here on the Fort McMurray Giants broadcasts. My name is Graham Mosman, and 13 years ago, I moved to Fort McMurray, my very first time moving away from home. Came here to work for a couple of radio stations and changed my life. I still have a soft spot in my heart for this city and all the people in it. And this is my first time back since I left 13 years ago to follow my radio dream to other cities. I am at a bit of a crossroads in my career at this point, and getting to spend some time with the WCBL and be up here and call games for your Fort McMurray Giants has been a really special and humbling experience. Fort McMurray is a really incredible city that doesn't get the love it necessarily deserves, but if you've lived here or visited here or spent some time in this community with this organization and with all the people that make this town the thing that it is, you'll know how special it is up here. And you can feel that love and that joy coming from these fans to these players as we enjoy this fireworks display fired off from the outfield berm just behind the scoreboard. What a gorgeous display. What a evening of baseball we have had here in the WCBL as your Giants pick up the win 6-5 over the Moose Jaw Miller Express. The Giants have the weekend off. The Miller Express, however, will be right back here at Legacy Dodge Field taking on the Energy City Cactus Rats. That'll do it for this one as our fireworks display comes to a conclusion. Oh, or it's not! We're firing off more! That is how exciting that win was. Just gotta empty the tank. I guess there has been a number of rainouts and they haven't been able to have their fireworks display. Wow, we are going full bore here. I'm not sure who rated the fireworks display for Canada Day, but they did a great job. I was chatting with a couple of Giants players earlier on, and a few of them, it's their first time up in Canada and have not yet really experienced what a Canada Day is about. One of their things they asked was like 4th of July. Kind